Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. I just wanted to share a couple things I got in the mail with you. This is a hymnal, Pentecostal Hymns number 1. This is copyright 1894. And I got it because the spine is falling apart and I feel less guilty to take it apart. My mom freaked. She's like, "You are not going to take that apart, are you?" And I said, "Yes, I bought it specifically to take it apart." I want to scan this specifically. I love the way it's aged here and even the back. And all of the pages are just awesome. This belonged to Elsie Hunt once upon a time. But yeah, this is really, really neat. And the size of the pages are approximately like 5 by 7 3/4. So these are the perfect size to use. I'm going to try and take them apart. I can see the signatures in here. I don't know if you guys can see that. But I'm going to try to take them apart by signature instead of just ripping them out. And then I would be able to reinforce them and put them in in the signature of whatever I'm working on. But I love the writing, and some of the songs are copyright earlier, but this collection is copyright 1894. So anyway, yeah, I thought this was fun. A fun book, so I grabbed it when I saw it, and yeah, so that's going to be really cool. Apparently this also comes in a paperback version, which is usually no paper left on the paperback, but I was glad I got the hardcover one. And then this one is not an Edith Holden book. It is a book about Edith Holden. And the reason I bought it was like $7. I knew it wasn't Edith Holden, but I thought it might have some, just this right here. Now this is, of course, copyright. It says 700 or 795 pounds there. But this is, I want to say 80s or 70s. Let's see. 1980. Yeah. And so it's a book about her. I think I want to read it first. There are some neat illustrations in here. There's some florals and things. It smells really bad, so I'm going to put it outside in my freezer just to make sure there's nothing growing in it, because it smells really mildewy, and sticking it in the freezer will kill any mildew. I don't see any mildew. It's just very, very, very musty. So, but there are some, lots of these pen and ink type brown drawings. Everything is very sepia in nature. All the pictures are sepia. But lots of fun stuff in here that I could still use. But I thought it would be fun to read it first, and then cut it up. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that. It's a little distorted or whatever, but I just love it. I love things like that. And yeah, some of the other things are in here from her books. And I have not seen any Edith Holden books here. This page is beautiful. We don't get them here. And the least expensive one I have ever seen is $75. And I just can't justify that. So when I saw this for like $7, I grabbed it thinking there might be a couple of illustrations that show what she did. And even better, it's got ephemera and birth certificates and all kinds of things in here. So I may have to make an Edith Holden type book that is a little bit different, but I just was going to show you really quickly some of the other illustrations here. Great postcard. Now, of course, all of this as a work is copywritten, so you know, I can't scan and copy any of this, even though it's old. It doesn't belong to me, so but I can cut the book apart and use it because I paid for the book. So, yeah, that's lovely. So anyway, I thought that was fun, and the book itself is green. You know, the green, it's in really good shape. Of course, it is 1980, so I may get it and use this for something else. So, I don't know, we'll see. But love the end papers, really pretty. So, that's my happy mail to me. Okay, so let's get back to this. We're working on the envelope only journal, inspired by A Trace of Sparkle. And I'm pretty sure it's Jennifer. I meant to look it up. I'm sorry. But when last I left you, we had covered this one. And I covered it both sides, including the flaps, and sewed around the flaps and then down the side. This one, I did the same thing, only I covered everything at one time and just folded the flaps up. And this one I opened, well, this one is open on the top. This one is open on either side here. Okay, and then this one was a window envelope, so I completely covered it on this side. I just love this paper, and I need to glue this down, I think, because I keep hitting that, and I think I'm gonna have to put maybe some lace trim or something around the window, because this is actually the envelope that's coming apart there, so that's what I'm gluing down. But just to keep that, because I keep running into it. I think the problem is in folding it, because of all the layers, there's a little crinkle here. You probably can't see it, but there's a crinkle right here, like below this edge of the window, and I think that's causing that to lift. So every time I move my hand by it or something, I get snagged on it. So I think we're okay everywhere else. And then I probably need to ink around that edge there. But I'm probably going to add some lace, and then we'll clean off that window. It's okay if the window has a little bit of ink. It's not going to hurt anything. So this one is solid on this side. It has the window on this side, and there again, this one's open at the top. And then we had this one. I did not do flaps on this one or this one. I went ahead and glued it down. And then this one is also open on the sides. Does it go that way or this way? I think it goes this way. But this one's open on the sides again. And then we had this larger piece, which I did like the cover. In fact, I used the cutoff from the cover to do the background. But there again, I glued this all on at one time, including the flaps, and then folded them up, sewed around the flaps, and then sewed around the sides and bottom. This one's open at the top, so we're going back and forth. You're getting a theme here. And then this was I switched out the yellow one for the pink one because this had the pink flowers on it, and I thought that would kind of look cool, be able to see the pink inside. Upside down again, cut open the sides. So I did leave this one intact. I didn't cut it apart like I did these because it was the center. But I went ahead and sewed it down on the machine. And then we have the flaps here, and we have the side pockets here. So we will be putting journal cards in those places. So what I thought I would do before anything else, put the pin back in my glue, is I have this envelope, And I was going to look through my envelopes and see, this one is my insurance bill. It always comes in this envelope. But I was thinking this is perfect to fit inside this flap. I'm going to cut it down. But this will fit inside this flap like that and hang down. If I can get it all the way over to the sewing edge, then it covers this whole page, and I love how that looks. And then I have the flap underneath it. So I want to cover this piece solid, and then I think I'm going to decoupage around this with some of the pieces. So let's look and see if we can find another envelope that has that big opening. These all are small because I'd like to do another one on the back. What I need is another insurance envelope. But, you know, who knew I would need it for this? I haven't been saving them all that long. So, yeah, I don't have another one with that. I was looking at using one of these, but it's too big for here. It would have to go, well, number one, I think I got a little bit too much glue on that side when I was gluing. So let's see if I can work that out. Yeah, there we go. But even if I put that all the way to the edge, that goes over the center. So, you know what would be perfect is the minis. The minis are like 3.5 in size. That would be perfect. But I could cut this down 1/4 of an inch. Because let's see, this piece is, what did we say this piece is? Well, I want to go from the stitching line, so 4.5, and these are 5 by 5, I'm pretty sure. Let's try it. I mean, what have I got to lose? Let's try it. I'm going to use the one that's not torn, however. Oops. So let's see. If it's 4.5, what does this envelope measure? Let's measure this one. 4 3/8. All right. Okay, so if I want 4 3/8 and it's already 5, I need to take off 7/8. Yeah. So I'm trying to do math. That's not my good. 3.5/8 is what I want to cut off. Oh my word. This is about 3/8 right here. So let's cut this off. And then flip it over. And we'll see. I'm just lining it up with this crease here, which is approximately 3/8. So 3/8 and 3/8 is 6/8. Let's see if it works. It does open that, but if I sew around it, you know, it'll be fine. Okay, so basically we have that will be fine. Yeah, that'll work perfectly. And these aren't going to be side by side, of course. They're going to be, you know, on opposite ends, so it doesn't have to be the same. But, yeah, like I said, this is the most time-consuming part of the whole thing. I could, I'm just thinking here for a second, I could leave that like that and have this as a flip down as well. Wouldn't that be fun? Or as a little pocket here. I don't know. I think I'll leave it the way I had originally intended it, which is like so. And just tuck that in. And that's what I'm going to do on this side. I'm going to trim this down to about 1 inch because I don't need that extra, but I'm not going to throw away that extra piece because it's the right size for a pocket. So let's do 1 inch. There we go. So this is a pocket. We'll use it for something else. Oh, the other thing is I had these cardstock ephemera. This is from My Sweet Rose, which is an Artie Mae's kit, and I have printed coffee dyed on the back. I've cut out almost everything. I did not include, there's a postal envelope that goes with it. This one. I'm not going to use that. Well, I might. We'll see. It might be fun even, I mean, because this is an envelope, it's a double envelope, but if I cut this and put it together, I could include this in the signature as well. So I'm thinking about that. But I have cut everything out except for the, what do you call these? Dress forms? Okay, so I'm putting my envelope remnant over there. Okay, let's round the corners, and the main reason that I'm rounding the corners is because sometimes it's easier to get it to places where you want it to go. I know I'm going to be gluing these down, but just seems to cooperate better when the corners are rounded. Okay, so let's cover these before we glue them inside. Don't really need 2 pieces, but I'm going to leave it anyway. Let's decide how we want to put this one in. Okay, so if we put this one, we've cut the side open, we can leave this side open. So let me make a little note for myself. I want this side open. Okay, this can be sewn shut. Okay, and then this will be the top, and this will be the bottom. Okay, if we're flipping this up, this will be the top, and this will be the bottom. And this is open, and this is closed. Okay, same thing here. If we're flipping it down, I almost want it to be open at the top. Well, we already are going to have tags in the top. So I think I am going to open it on the, it's already open on the side. I've already done that. Okay. Then I already knew what I was saying. So planning ahead. Open, closed, top, bottom. And I know I'm going to cover this right up, but this will help me keep the paper oriented correctly. So when this is here, this is going to go up. This is going to be the top and the bottom, and open side and closed side. Oh, my handwriting is atrocious. Okay, so let's put that aside and let's cover these. And I have my stash of envelopes standing by in case I need something. So let's see if we have any scraps that we can use on these. I really love this paper. So let's go ahead and attach this piece. And I know it seems like extra work to, write top and bottom and all of that, but do whatever makes your life easier. If you don't need to do that, don't do it. Unfortunately, I can sometimes be directionally challenged. So I want this over there. Just like that. This isn't going to show because it's going to be tucked in, so we're just going to leave that and trim this off. I'm no longer using my knife, and I think the problem with my knife is that it is, I need to change the blade already. Not sharp enough. So, okay. So we've got that side, and now we need to do this side. Now, I'm just think I'm gonna take and make you know, do 4 strips. Let's get some different ones here. I've got that. I've got that. I've got that. Is there another one in here? There should be another 1-inch one. I thought we had a bunch of those, but maybe not. But that's okay. We can use one of these other pieces and trim it. So just double checking here. Yeah, let's use that piece. Okay, that we just used for the other side. So let's put that on the bottom. And I think I'm just going to make some marks for myself. And you don't have to do this. You know I just like to measure. So I'm going to come in about 1/8 of an inch from the edge and just draw a line here. And turn it and do the same thing on all sides. That way I don't, number one, I don't have to worry about the corners as much. And I'm not coming along that edge of that paper. And one more time. You could do 1/4 of an inch over. You know, that's just gonna, it's gonna make your pocket a little bit smaller, but that's okay. All right, so this is the top. It's gonna flip up this way. I did do the orientation of the handwriting correctly on that one. Did I? Yes. Scare myself. This one doesn't matter because it's gonna be sideways. So I'm just gonna kind of line it up with that line and, you know, over the pencil line and glue it down. I am going to apply my glue to the envelope. I didn't realize it had already been 29 minutes. Wow, that goes by really quick. Really, really quick. Okay, so where's the cover? So we have this piece will go here, and then we'll have to find something really fun to put inside that pocket from this side. Okay, so I'm going to probably sew around here. If I can open this, that would be cool because then I could sew around the whole thing. So I may do that because it would be nice to have the whole frame. I think I am going to do that. So I'm going to open that side that little side piece on the other side, and just a tick, a 1/16 of an inch or less. Yeah, that's what I thought. I always miss the beginning. There we go. So now I'll be able to sew around this entire piece. I'll be able to sew around this entire piece, and yeah, cool. So I don't really need both these pieces, do I? I don't know. We'll worry about that when we attach it. For now, I'm just going to leave it on, because one way or the other, there we go, it's going to get attached. Okay, so that looks cool. Now where's that round one that we cut? Here it is. So we can do the same thing with this paper. We use it for this side. I do want to get some micropore or some kind of tape. You know, I moved my tapes. I'm just going to use Scotch tape because it's sitting here. We bought this. No, that's not it. I bought some tape that the blades on the you know, where you tear the tape, they're like not sharp, and the tape pulls all the way. Oh, it's horrible. So I always buy Scotch. Scotch is good. You can count on it. I'm just going to take these pieces off if they'll come off. No sense dealing with it if I don't have to. Yeah, they're barely holding on. Boy, these, I don't know where these envelopes have been, but they've got some love on them. All right, so let's okay, so it's going to go this way, and this is going to be the part that lifts up. So we want to put this on going this way. Where's the writing? There really isn't any writing, but I think it goes this way. Yeah. Okay. So what do I want to do for this side? I could collage like I did with the other one with these pieces. It's going to take off that would take off the circle as well and make it square. Well, not exactly. That one has to go somewhere else. Or I could just tear some pieces and decoupage around the side and not worry about making it square. Let's ink it and see. My tools kind of close in on me. By the end of the day, I have everything right here, and then I have to put it all away because it comes from out there into here. It's in my space. Yeah, let's just ink this up. All of it's going to be inked anyway. And we could just tear some pieces of paper and then use a piece of ephemera for an accent or something in the corner. Then we don't have to cover up so much of this. So let's look for some of those little smaller pieces. I've got this. just put some smaller pieces around and then trim the outside if we want. And there again, we don't have to do all the way around the circle, because what I'd like to do maybe is put a sentiment or something, you know, coming from here, put some beads up there. I keep saying beads. What I mean is flatback pearls. I know I said that on the last one because I said I put the brown bead trim, but it was flatback pearls. I'm glad you guys know what I'm talking about when I don't. Oh yeah, that will be just fine. Okay, so let's get some beads out. What color do we want to use on this project? There's so many different colors. You know, I think I kind of want to use these little purple ones. Let's use those. They'll be easier to see. I probably should put those on after I sew though, so let's do that. And then I'll put the sentiment on after as well. What do we want to use for sentiments? Well, I have all these Artie Mays things that I've printed. These little, this is one of the freebies on her Facebook group. And could use this little timeless one. Go like that one. And I also have these we can use on other pages. So I'm going to cut this straight on the top and the bottom, and then I'll rip the sides like this. Okay, so we'll use this here, but we're going to ink it, of course, and I'm going to sew around this first. So let me get these two completely inked up and sewn, and then I'll come back and we'll put some flatback pearls and some words on them. All right, back to work. I sewed around this. Now remember, I cut these open. I sewed around here. I sewed around the circle and around the outside. I did outside, inside, and around this side. I did not sew them together. I am going to trim these on the inside, however, because I don't want them interfering with putting things in and out of the pocket. And then that one just, you know what, I'm going to cut them all. Okay, so I am going to glue this closed, is what I'm going to do with that. So, same thing here. I'm going to glue it closed, but let's get rid of these strings. And I did a messy circle because, you know, there's no way to do a nice circle when you're sewing on the top, because you can't see the edge of the circle. And Anyway, so that's what I did. So I'm going to make a very, very thin line down the side. That comes almost to the top. So I'm going to put the glue on this side because I'll keep it on this side of the thread, and you know, it'll be the same as if I had sewn it shut. So just so you know, if you're not sewing, just do a thin line to close it back, or I mean, you may have left yours closed anyway, but just a thin line. Were we doing side pockets? Oh, we're doing side pockets. Okay, rewind, start over. Let me get that glue off of there. Let's back it up. I'm glad I noticed that before it got completely, yeah. This is a dry baby wipe. Alright, so we are going to have it in the book this way. So I want to just close this side and the bottom. Okay, keeping track, this side and the bottom. Oops. Okay, let's try this again. So I only had to really wipe off the glue off one side, but that's okay. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Okay. And I will close that up. Just like that. That's going to be fun. Okay, because it's going to go up like that. Yeah. That will be fun. Alright, so this will be the opposite. I want to do this side and the bottom. Did I want to do the top as well? Do I need to do the top? I probably do. Yeah. Otherwise that might be flopping open. So let's do, there again, big mess. Should have done that with this wipe. Okay. So I only want it open on this side. Right, okay. So let's go ahead and get that glued down. There we go. So that one's glued on 3 sides. So now this one, I'm going to have to do it. I want it glued on this side, top and bottom. So here, here, here. I don't know why this is so difficult, but I'd rather, you know, there again, I'd rather take my time, because you know how many times I get it wrong. I leave all in my mistakes. I will admit to you though that there was one day where I did not leave in my mistakes, but it was just once, and I apologize. I kept waiting to see if anybody would say anything, but I don't even remember which journal it was, but I put the pockets on upside down, and I didn't notice it until the next day, and so I just took them off, and it was a grungy journal, so it wasn't noticeable, but I did not tell you, mainly because I forgot. I just went on about my business. So usually I tell you about my mistakes, and that's so that you guys don't make them. So alright, got a little bit of oozing here, get that off. Okay, this is going to be inside the pocket. Flip up this way, we'll put an insert here. Okay, so let's put some decorations on here. I've got these words, timeless and journey, And I'm not going to mat them or anything. There's enough going on here that I'm just going to ink around these. That'll make them stand out. Timeless. And Journey. Just like that. Maybe I'll put Timeless on this side and do them the opposite. Sponge, don't need that. And then let's glue those down, and then we will glue on some of these flat back pearls. They're kind of purpley color, but I think it'll go very similar to these tones here. So put that one down. And you'll notice I'm not adding a bunch of lace. Not at this time. Actually, I think I'm going to put this one in the center like that. Because when we're finished, I want to add pieces of lace to the sides and the bottom, and I want to wait until I know where all the tabs and things are. So that's why I'm not doing it yet. So let's put three pearls up here. Just put a little thing there. 1, 2, and 1 in the middle. If it'll go off my finger. Where's my multitasker? There we go. So there's the one. And where do we want the beads on this one? We could do here, would work. Just right in the middle. I put way too much glue. So let me get some of that off. Okay. And we'll get some more pearls on there. 1, 2, oops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, for heaven's sake. There we go. That's because the glue was already starting to dry from me wiping it off, but that's okay. It all worked out in the end. All right. So we didn't get very far today, but we did get two pockets finished that'll go in the cover, and I'll be back next time. Tomorrow is Saturday, so we'll keep working. This might take a little bit longer than most of the journals I do because I don't know where I'm going with it yet, but we'll get there together. See you next time. Thanks for watching.